Hi, just here in the car park of Henley Regatta, and one of the things that I've really noticed about Henley this year at the start of racing is the size of the entry in University 8s, University Men's 8s, the Temple Challenge Cup. Massive entry, 74 8s, and it does occur to me that really the size of University rowing now, which is fantastic both at men's and women's level, is actually too big for the events that cater for them. Certainly it's nothing to do with Henley. They run a superb event. They've got two-lane racing. There's a finite size to the event, but there were 650 men trying to qualify last Friday in the Temple, roughly, and most of those guys were disappointed. There were some superb crews in that qualification race who didn't get through. People who train 10, 12 times a week, row at a great standard, and it's quite clear that really British Rowing needs to do more to provide events for those students. I don't really think it's good enough that they end their season at Henley qualifiers and go off and think, well, there's not enough events for us. I think the same thing will happen maybe in the women's event too. Number of students at university getting into rowing is up and up. And I know one of the key issues is how can university boat clubs provide for the number of students that do want to row at universities. Certainly from my own experience, I know at Warwick University, one of the main issues on the women's side is how they can actually lose 40 of the 70 students that sign up for rowing at the beginning of the year because the boat club just didn't have the capacity. So what about the Temple at Henley? I think there's a number of issues there. Can the regatta find two standards of events, a domestic student event and a kind of international event? If they can find the capacity, that'd be great. Maybe the regatta has to start racing over lunch times. That will create more capacity for events and more capacity for students. I know the Temple has got over 40%, I think it's nearly 45% of foreign crews entered. Obviously foreign crews are very much part of Henley, but that does take away from British crews. There are 2, 3 crews from, say, Oxford Brookes and other centres of performance that are funded by the British National Squad or by British Rowing to produce great students, and of course they should get the chance to row. But 3 crews from Oxford Brookes means, say, 1 crew from Warwick University or University of London, whatever, don't get in. So what should be the relationship there? Ought the Temple to go to the same way that the schoolboy event, the Princess Elizabeth, does, with just 1 crew from each club? I don't think there's an easy answer, but what I do think is that British Rowing needs to think long and hard about the events they provide for university students, and there needs to be something suitable towards this end of the season where they can really go out in style and maybe not just hear that they haven't made the Henley qualifiers. Not an easy answer, but that's what's exercising my mind today.